Hello everyone and welcome to part 30 of my F1 Challenge career mode. Today we are going to Monza for the Italian Grand Prix, an excellent circuit which is slightly changed for this season. The first chicane is like the modern one, not like the one we had last year, but I'll now hand you over to the commentator.
Just before the free practice session begins, let's take a quick look at the Drivers' Championship. Michael Schumacher is leading the Drivers' Championship, but having finished second in the last race, he'll be hoping to go one better and win here at Monza. Häkkinen second. The McLaren driver third. Well, that covers the drivers. Let's take a quick look at the constructors next. McLaren are running away with the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari are second. Williams are third. Located just a few kilometers to the north of Milan, the legendary Monza circuit combines long straights with a wing and 90-degree turns. The dedicated motorsports facility is the spiritual home of Italian motor racing and a cathedral for Ferrari and their fanatical fans, the Tifosi.
So we jump into practice for our first lap of the session, and we're experiencing the new chicane. The old chicane was a very different set of corners, and this is the modern setup now, so I'm very used to it from the Codemasters games. But on our first flying lap, the car felt really good. I mean, it had good straight line speed. We were way over 200 mile an hour most straight, but I managed to improve to 27.6 later on in the session. But I made an error which ended my practice session, which just ended in a massive spin and hitting the wall, very similar to Kimi Räikkönen's accident, I think in 2007. I can't quite remember. You may correct me on that. But we're now going to head out for qualifying, and our first flying lap was set at 27.8. There's still some time to find though around this track. We set at 27.6 in practice, and we're set at 27.7 now. But then on our last lap, we are slipstreaming Ralf Schumacher here. He was in the way, but it looks like it might have actually helped us here because it is Monza. And it's not Ralf Schumacher either, it's Jenson Button. We're coming round the Parabolica. Let's see if we improve. We were 2/10 up in the middle sector, but of course we had to pass Jenson Button down into the Parabolica. Let's see if that's lost us much time. But across the line, we've done a 27.4, which is the best lap we've done. Now hand you over to the grid.
Hello there. Welcome to Italy for round 14 of the 2000 FIA Formula One World Championship. The weather, as so often is the case here, is just wonderful. The McLaren driver starts his race from first. Michael Schumacher fared the same as his championship rival. He starts alongside in second. Häkkinen couldn't quite match the pace of his teammate. He starts third. Barrichello fourth. Villeneuve fifth. Ralf Schumacher sixth. Jarno Trulli seventh. Button eighth. Wirtz ninth. Pedro Diniz 10th. Eddie Irvine 11th. Giancarlo Fisichella 12th. Alesi 13th. Branson 14th. Mika Salo 15th. Pedro de la Rosa 16th. Herbert 17th. Ricardo Zonta 18th. Mazzacane 19th. Jos Verstappen 20th. Nick Heidfeld 21st. Genet 22nd.
So here we are on the grid for the Italian Grand Prix. We managed to get pole position with that lap, so that's a really good performance from us as we have the lights. And we are going, it's about an average start for me. Michael Schumacher's got a flying start, and Mika Häkkinen side by side with us down into turn one. Are we going to go down the inside of Michael Schumacher? No, we're not. We're just going to keep behind him for now. Maybe looking to the outside. We're going to try around the outside because we haven't got the turn in. Then Mika Häkkinen kind of shoves us onto the curb there. Not really his fault, but we're now going to take a look down into Curva Grande. We're very close to Mika Häkkinen in front, so you may pass him into the next corner, which I've forgotten the name of. But we're going down the inside. Can we get him down the inside? No, we're going to switch the outside, see if we can drive straight on the outside of him. but no, the corner ends, and we have settled for third place at the moment. But we are now going to take a look at a replay of the start to see how everything went, and you can see that Jacques Villeneuve managed to qualify in 5th somehow. That's an amazing performance for him. But I want to confirm now that I am leaving McLaren at the end of the season. I fell out with Ron Dennis. He wouldn't give me enough pay for next year, so I've decided to leave McLaren no matter how the championship goes, whether I lose it or win it. I will be leaving McLaren next season. Well, this season, but I'll be in a different team next season even. What am I saying? But looking at the replay, you can see that I got very close to Mika Häkkinen round Curva Grande, and I should have really gone down the inside, but then Mika Häkkinen covered it and I went round the outside, but there just wasn't space there. Mika Häkkinen took the corner fair and square, but then at the end of lap 1, we both run off at the exit of Ascari. Mika Häkkinen was very slow, obviously lost a lot of time coming back on the track, so we're going to slipstream him down into Parabolica. Can we take second place from our teammate? Yes, we can. And it seems like one of those polystyrene boards has went flying up there. So did Mika Häkkinen hit one of the boards? Let's take a look at a replay, and you can see that we slipstream Mika Häkkinen all the way down into Parabolica. When I went down the inside, he decided to take an extra wide line and hits the polystyrene. Still managed to get grip to turn into the Parabolica, which I found amazing. But we lost a lot of momentum going onto the straight, but we managed to hold the position. But then on lap 3, we are slipstreaming Michael Schumacher for first place in this Grand Prix. So we're going to try him on the outside. Michael Schumacher's not giving us any space. We've gone on the grass and we have just lost it all, and we're now going to have to go across the gravel trap, and we might even lose place to Mika Häkkinen here on rejoining. He's very close. We're going to be side by side into the first Lesmo. Are we going to get him? No, we are. Yes, we are. We actually managed to hold the position off on the outside. Really surprised there. The AI usually managed to hold around the outside, even on the grass, but Michael Schumacher pushing on us on the grass just ruined our braking point, unfortunately. So then Mika Häkkinen managed to have a go around the outside at Lesmo 1. We just about managed to squeeze him wide, and we are through. But moving on to lap 7, we are slipstreaming Michael Schumacher, and we're now going to go down the inside, slightly on the grass there, and Curva Grande, he's pushing us out a bit wide. We're going to go down the inside, and it seems like we made the corner, and we're finally up into first place. However, if you look in the top left, the time is going up for Michael Schumacher as he crashed. Mika Häkkinen is now into second place. We're now going to have a look at Michael Schumacher's point of view, and you can see that he just cuts the corner and hits my back right wheel and has like a half spin. That's lost his position to Mika Häkkinen and his teammate Rubens Barrichello, which is really important. Barrichello's pace wasn't the best in this race, but we're now going to come in for our pit stop on lap 13, and coming into the McLaren garage, the same thing which happened in Hungary happened again. And Mika Häkkinen pitted at the same time and went straight into the back of me. So that is another McLaren out the race. So that's not a good sign for our Constructors' Championship if this keeps on happening. And Mika Häkkinen's now out of the race, which means it's a good sign for my championship, my Drivers' Championship. We'll still have a lead in the Constructors unless I retire. But we're now going to go out of the pits. But we have come out of the pits with a very large lead to the person behind us, at least over 4 seconds to Michael Schumacher. But at the end of that lap, we made a mistake at Parabolica going very wide. Hopefully Michael Schumacher won't overtake us in that time. We're going to rejoin the track, and the gap has completely gone, and Michael Schumacher is right behind us, so he is now a threat probably for the rest of this Grand Prix. That 4-second gap is gone. I think we are the fastest car on track, but we have now lost that 4-second advantage we had in the pits. But you can see here that I just went wide, I locked my front right tyre, and Michael Schumacher of course had a much better run out of Parabolica because he didn't come out of the gravel trap. And then at the end of the straight I made a mistake, so I then went wide to give him space, but then he cut the corner and smashed straight inside me. I was very lucky not to lose a wheel there, let alone my suspension not being damaged. But if you take a look at the replay, you'll see how much force he smashed into my front left with, completely unsettling the car. And Rubens Barrichello had to look at me. But we're now chasing after Michael Schumacher for the lead of this Grand Prix. But we are now slipstreaming him down into the second chicane. Can we get him down the inside? No, we can't. We actually tapped the back of him, maybe around the outside. No, we can't. Maybe on the cut back to the Lesmo. Now we're going to slipstream him into the Lesmo. We're going to go down the inside. We're side by side with Michael Schumacher. It seems like he's got the better line and the traction on the outside, and he keeps the place, but maybe into Lesmo 2. We go down the inside again. We're side by side with Michael Schumacher. He's gone a bit wide, and we're now going to try going around the outside on the run down to Ascari. And we have the straight line speed. We have taken the lead of the Grand Prix yet again. So our error earlier doesn't seem to have suffered us that much. But we are now in the lead with 10 laps to go. We've got plenty enough fuel. But on lap 18, made a mistake at Parabolica again. That's a corner I keep on making mistakes on. And then I made a big mistake. Just a bit of laziness or just not concentrating fully has led me to having a massive spin, actually hitting the wall with my back left tyre. We'll see if that has any damage to the car, because obviously I didn't actually hit any of the front wheels. But you'll see here that I just went a bit wide in the first part, then just let the car drift out too wide. That put it in a spin. Michael Schumacher goes in to lead the Grand Prix. Very lucky not to wipe off any of my wings, but my back left wheel did hit the fence. So we'll see whether that has any damage on the car as we're driving. But then coming into the second chicane, we have a massive spin after just under braking. Without hitting any grass. That obviously means there is suspension damage, something I was really surprised by. But you can take a look at the replay here, and there's obviously something wrong with our back left, but we're still going to push for the win in this Grand Prix. We just need to be very careful under the brakes. But on lap 22 he caught up to Michael Schumacher. Rubens Barrichello pissed it again. It seems he went for a two-stop rather than the one-stop down the inside of Michael Schumacher. And we have taken the lead. No, we've gone wide. Michael Schumacher's taken the corner and taken the position again. And now on lap 23 we're starting to get a bit desperate because we just can't get past Michael Schumacher. We had the pace all Grand Prix to win this. But then going into the first chicane, we outbroke ourselves, hit the back of Michael Schumacher and actually spun the car around, hitting it into reverse, trying to get ourselves going again. But we've now lost 4 seconds to Michael Schumacher in front with only 3 laps to go. And that's a big mistake there, and it may have cost us the Grand Prix victory. But I just outbroke myself and then actually hit the back of Michael Schumacher. It wasn't me ramming him or anything like that. I just completely outbroke myself and still tried to turn into the corner. So that's a big error for me. But we'll now push, still trying to overtake Michael Schumacher on the last lap of the Grand Prix. He is just there in front of us on our way to Ascari. We've cut it down to under a second. So we managed to keep control of the whole braking situation. But into Ascari. Can we get in? There seems like there's a stray arrows in the gravel trap at Ascari. Michael Schumacher's gone wide and has cut across the corner, across the gravel. Are we going to have the momentum enough for catching him on the way to Parabolica? This could be a grandstand ending to this Grand Prix, but it seems like a bit too far back. Maybe into Parabolica. No, we're going to try and set ourselves up for a good exit from Parabolica. But it looks like Michael Schumacher's also got a good exit, which pretty much writes off our chances of winning this Grand Prix. But we have secured a very solid second place. And we have got loads more points than Mika Häkkinen, who got no points this Grand Prix. But Ferrari have got a lot of points, which means they will start catching us up in the constructors if this keeps on going on. Now I want to highlight this. Jacques Villeneuve was actually running very highly in 4th for most of the Grand Prix, but then at the last corner lost it to Ralf Schumacher, which I have to say I feel sorry for Jacques Villeneuve there. He was running a brilliant Grand Prix and had seemed to have some brilliant pace in the last few Grand Prix. But I'll now hand you over to the results.
After that fantastic Italian Grand Prix, let's take a look at the final results. Schumacher first. The McLaren driver second. Rubens Barrichello third. Ralf Schumacher fourth. Villeneuve fifth. Trulli sixth.
Right, so we finish in second place for this Grand Prix. An excellent result. Mika Häkkinen 22nd and last, the first DNF of the race. Jos Verstappen going out very late, and he was stranded in that gravel trap for many laps, not just that one that I showed you. But I will now pass you over to the drivers' standings.
With the results confirmed, it's high time we updated the Drivers' Championship. Michael Schumacher extends his lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship.
So as you can see, we have moved to second in the drivers' standings, 11 points now behind Michael Schumacher, who extends his lead at the top, but we have overtaken Mika Häkkinen and we have pulled ahead of Rubens Barrichello, so it looks like it might be a three-way fight for this championship between Mika Häkkinen, me and Michael Schumacher. But I'll now hand you over to the constructors' standings.
McLaren still lead the Constructors' Championship, but with a reduced points advantage. Ferrari are second, followed by the third-placed Williams.
Yep, so McLaren's lead is chopped down to just 10 points. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like it if you did, and comment what you thought of the race. But I will see you next time for part 31. We've only got like 3 races left in the season, so we are pushing for the championship at every race.